Welcome back to another section of my top 100. I'm Roy Cannaday, and we're here for another episode. This is 40 through 31, getting up and up on the list. So many amazing games to talk about. Make sure to leave in the comments down below if there's a specific game that you're excited that I've talked about this episode. It's always awesome to hear from everybody. Anyway, let's jump right into it. The first one here is Galaxy Trucker. This is a crazy zany game of building your spaceship as fast as possible. You're trying to grab as many engines as possible because engines are awesome. You're trying to grab as many shields as possible because shields are awesome. You're trying to grab as many guns as possible because guns are awesome, but you can't fit it all on your ship, and you're trying to make these crazy connections in real time. I know this game is crazy and zany, and then it comes down to rolling dice on whether asteroids are hitting you, and you're flipping cards, seeing if pirates are attacking you. You're finding planets that you're filling up your cargo holds with. This game is exciting and fun. I know a lot of people say it's super random, but it is definitely very skillful as well as you're trying to pick pieces out to build your ship as fast as you can and just make a super solid ship with all of the different pieces. I have a blast with Galaxy Trucker, and it's a lot of fun to play. My number 39 is a dexterity game that you might not think would be this high on my list, but I love Rhino Hero. And I'm including in this Rhino Hero Super Battle, and the gigantic version of Rhino Hero. I enjoy all the different forms of Rhino Hero, and I've had a blast playing them at conventions, playing them with my family, playing them with my friends, playing them with my game group, all sorts of different people that I've had fun playing Rhino Hero with, and it's just this stacking game of building stuff up, trying to get cards out of your hand, or if it's Super Battle, you're trying to be at the top of the tower by the time it ends, and then being able to battle each other off is a lot of fun as well. I enjoyed this stacking game. It's super simple and super silly and super fun. I've just had so much fun playing Rhino Hero, and that's why it's so high on my list. I know it's just supposed to be a Haba Kids game, but it's just fun for my game groups to play. Anyway, Rhino Hero. My number 38 is a game that I recently played on the cruise as well and had a blast with it. This is Adrenaline. Adrenaline is basically a first-person shooter game, but it's really an area control game where you're trying to area control the life bars of your opponents, being able to make sure to do the correct amount of damage, to knock people out or have the majority on them so that way you can gain the points. And then after you've been knocked out, you're not as juicy of a target for the other players to get points off of, but it's all about collecting weapons, picking up and delivering the different cubes to your opponent's hit points, basically, and getting all sorts of different cool weapons that have different area effects. So trying to line up your opponents in the right way so that you can attack here, jump over here, attack there. And it's just a lot of fun the way it comes together. And it's a very unique game that I think a lot of people should try. Even if you don't like the idea of first-person shooters, this just comes together in such an interesting way, and the way that you score points is a lot of fun. My number 37 is Forgotten Waters. This is a cooperative pirate game where you're trying to do your own pirate legacy and own pirate objectives, but you're still working together to go through different missions. There is tons of storytelling in this game and lots of narration as well. I really enjoy the audio narration for Forgotten Waters, and I think it is super awesome and just a blast to play as you're going through those different themes and going through the different stories and sailing the seas. It's a very mystical pirates theme. It's not straight up historic pirates. There's all sorts of crazy wild things and magical things going on in this game. And it's fun to work together, figuring out where you're going to place your pirates, and then trying to figure out how to upgrade your pirates to complete your own objectives. This is a blast to play, and I've had a ton of fun with it. I'm excited for their next game, Freelancers, in this series. That'll be really cool to check out, hopefully at Gen Con as well. But I'm definitely excited about Forgotten Waters. My next one here, 36, is a dragon game, but it is a dragon you're kind of like dragon placement, collecting dragons, being able to build up a dragon village, and this is Flamecraft. You have all these different dragons doing different tasks, making bread, doing different things, all sorts of different stuff. It's a super cute game, and it's really just contract fulfillment. You're trying to get the correct resources to be able to fulfill the different contracts to get points off of those. But it just comes together in such a neat, cute package, and I really enjoyed my plays of Flamecraft. Another debut that's super high, so if you haven't checked out Flamecraft, definitely make sure to check it out. It's a really simple, easy to get to the table game, and it's definitely extremely attractive presence on the table, and that is Flamecraft. My number 35 might actually be higher on the list currently because I'm really enjoying it just because the new Lord of the Rings set came out, and this is Magic the Gathering. I've had a love-hate relationship with Magic the Gathering over the years. I used to, I had coworkers I played a lot of other collectible card games and I hadn't played Magic. They taught me how to play Magic. I played a ton of Magic. We got super big into it. Then we started going to Friday night Magics and we started doing tournaments and things like that. And I got to the point where I was doing super well in all of these tournaments. And then set rotation came and I ended up having to buy a new deck and I realized I couldn't afford this game anymore. I ended up selling off a ton of my cards to buy other board games instead. I kind of got out of Magic, but overall, I've still kind of had I'll still do drafts and cubes and things like that, and I've gone to pre-releases, and I recently went to the Lord of the Rings pre-release, and it was a blast to play. I think I won 3 of my games, and tied 1 of them. So I did really well at the pre-release, got some packs for winning those games. I've just had fun. The Lord of the Rings theme is fun with it. Whenever I have a chance to play people casually in Magic the Gathering, it's a blast to play. But when you get too hard, die hard, I can't afford to compete with the people that have all the cards and everything. But I still enjoy the gameplay of Magic. It can be random sometimes with the mana flooding and mana, not having enough mana. But overall, you can figure out ways to mitigate that, figure out ways to do stuff. I have played Commander as well. Commander games are a little bit long for me these days. I used to play them back in the day when we called it EDH. But I really enjoy that casual format when you have a lot of time to spare. Anyway, Magic the Gathering is still on my top 100 because it is a solid game. My number 34 is an amazing game. My favorite Dice Tower Essentials game, I think, and that is Aquatica. Aquatica is a game where you have a hand of cards and you're playing those out to draft different cards. And the really cool thing is you put them in this board that you can kind of use different abilities to kind of push them up and trigger more abilities as it goes along. And it kind of builds up as you're collecting all of these different cards. You're able to kind of combo them together. And it has that card mechanism that I love where you play cards out, play another card and pull those cards all back in your hand. It's always fun. And then you're also racing to try to get the different scoring objectives, getting rid of your mantas to do that. And you can kind of flip over mantas. It's just all about the combos. I just really enjoy the way Aquatica comes together. If you haven't had a chance to play this game, it is a lot of fun. It's just, if you enjoy those games where you build stuff up and do a lot of combos, Aquatica is your game. It's a blast to play. Make sure to check it out. My number 33 is another game with a hand of cards where you're playing them out. This time each person chooses and then you'll do those phases. That is Race for the Galaxy. I really enjoy space games and this game just gives you that feeling of building up your tableau of cards, building up your little spacefaring civilization, getting cards and being able to tuck them underneath to give resources for your planet, turning those resources in to get points, building up your military to win over military planets. It's really just a card game about building up a little bit of engine of cards, but I really enjoy Race for the Galaxy. This game is a blast to play at 2 players and you can play really snappy. I bet I get beasted at somebody that knows the game really well, but I have enjoyed my plays of Race for the Galaxy and I love the card mechanic of playing the cards out. And multi-use cards is a blast to play in Race for the Galaxy. My number 32 is a space game, but on a much lighter scale, and this is a game I've played a lot recently, and I'm glad that it's so high on my top 100, and that is Alien Frontiers. I played it at Dice Tower West, teaching it to my girlfriend. I played it here recently for a birthday game day I had, and I taught it to Chris as well. This is a dice, basically a dice placement game where you're going to be rolling your dice out there, trying to area control this planet. The different areas you control are going to give you different special abilities, and you're getting points for doing that as well. But also you're trying to build more dice so you have more ships to roll to be able to colonize and take over different areas. And it's a blast to play. I just love how simple this game is, just how solid it works together. This is the game that kind of started off the Kickstarter craze, and it just is super solid. I really enjoy Alien Frontiers. If you haven't had a chance to play it, I think there's a Alien Frontiers X version that recently came out, but I recently played that one, and it's just fun. Just Alien Frontiers is just solid and fun. So my last one here for the day is another combo-tastic game, a game all about building up an engine, and that is Gizmos. This is a game where you're a mad scientist and you're collecting marbles and using that energy from those marbles to build out different gizmos to basically do more and more combos. Like you will get a card that says, if you build this color card, then you get to draft a die, and if you draft this color die, then you get to take one from the top. And then this one's like, oh, if you play this color card, you get points. And then you're doing all this stuff to kind of like build up these combos where it's like, I build this, and then I do this, 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 and this. I do this, now I do this, 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 and this. The last time I played this game, it was just crazy how many extra resources I was getting just by triggering tons of different things. It's just a blast to build up that machine. In Gizmos, this game works super well. It's just super solid. If you haven't played Gizmos, make sure to check it out. It's a lot of fun to play. This list was full of games, or this part of the list was full of games with lots of combos in it, and I just really enjoy that style of game. Let me know how you guys are enjoying the top 100 list so far. Let me know below if you have a game that you'd be super excited to play. And we have a bunch of events coming up. This is during Dice Tower East is when this one is going live, so hopefully we're all having a blast, everybody who's shown up. And if you'd like to go to a Dice Tower event sometime, I would love to play some of these games on our top 100 with you. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing week, and I'll see you on the next one.